If you've been wondering what's new with Microsoft's Azure and Office 365 security capabilities, you've come to the right place. In the next few minutes, I'll be outlining what's included in the Office 365 E3 and E5 SKUs, as well as what's included in the Enterprise Mobility and Security Suite, both E3 and E5. Now, this is of February 28th, 2018, and since all things are subject to change with Microsoft's cloud solutions, I'm going to point you to a blog at the end, which will give you a rundown of new features and capabilities that Microsoft is adding along the way. Let's get started.
Now, the way we have this broken down is with these colored bands. If you own the Office 365 E3 suite, all of the security capabilities that I'm going to pan out here on this light blue line are yours already. If you see anything you like in the dark blue band, that comes as a part of the Office 365 E5 suite. If you see anything in the green that you like, these are parallel suites called the Enterprise Mobility and Security. And again, there's an E3 version of that and an E5 version of that. As you might guess, the higher up you go, the more capabilities that you get, but the more expense involved with that license. So let's get started with the most fundamental part of any security strategy or implementation, and that's the identity. With Office 365 E3, you get the capabilities of Azure Active Directory free version, which allows you to do single sign-on to not only Office 365, but to up to 10 applications per user. So you have one identity, one source of truth that can be passed on to things like Concur, Box, Dropbox, or Salesforce. You can also do self-service password reset, but that's for cloud-only users, and that's not applicable for those of you who have your Active Directory on premises. If you want to apply MFA, so that if and when people are accessing your Office 365 documents, they're prompted for a second factor, you can do that along with the basic license that comes with Azure Active Directory free. But if you want a little more, you can step up to Azure Active Directory P1. That includes SSO to an infinite number of apps, not just 10. It also allows you to change that password, but have it right back to your on-premises Active Directory, which of course is the single source of truth. It also allows you nice MFA features. You can set up conditional access, for instance, that won't prompt your end users for an MFA when you're on your intranet, but will prompt when you're at a coffee shop or some foreign country, which isn't a trusted network, as according to your system. Formerly known as Advanced Threat Analytics, you also get Azure Advanced Threat Protection with your Azure Active Directory P1 license, and that allows you to look after on-premises virtual machines and servers, as well as cloud applications that live in Azure or AWS that you want to track and monitor for inappropriate activity so that you can alert and flag a security administrator to take a look. Last but not least, if you step up to EMS E5 or go with the Azure Active Directory P2 SKU, you get identity protection, which gives you an added layer of logs from Azure and its login and activity. You also get privileged identity management, which is a way in which an administrator can create a small window of time during which a login to a global administrator account is active. At all other times, that account is inactive, completely shutting down the system from any remote access and any attacks upon it. And last and certainly not least is the full version of Cloud App Security. I'll be mentioning in a minute the skinny down version of that, which works just for Office apps. But in addition to working and looking at the activity and the logging of all action within Office 365, the full version allows you to do the same for cloud apps like Salesforce, Concur, and others that your people are logging into, and you're wanting to watch over the compliance and the appropriate use and sharing and downloading of information from those apps. It's here where you can get the full cloud app security, full CASB capabilities under the EMS E5. Now that we've uncovered what's available with Azure Active Directory across the board, let's now move to the email security capabilities of Office 365 E3. Here you're going to get, as a default, Exchange Online Protection, as well as archiving, encryption capabilities, legal hold, and e-discovery capabilities. If you step up to the E5 as part of the Office 365 suite, you get a more robust and artificial intelligence enabled advanced e-discovery capability. You also get protection from zero-day attacks via malware and links that may be coming to you through advanced threat protection. You also get a great set of tools called threat management, which is umbrella for several things, including the ability to create simulated phishing messages in your environment, as well as to track malware activity across the board as it permeates through your environment so that you can get to the root cause and put the lid on any active threats to your environment. Moving on to the Office 365 MDM and MAM capabilities, as part of your E3, you're going to get some basic mobile device management. This allows you to enforce enrollment of a device before it gets access to Office 365. It gives you some inventorying capabilities, and it allows you to wipe the device clean of its Office 365 applications if and when it's lost or stolen. Now, if you step up to that EMS E3 or buy Intune a la carte, you get a much more robust capability that's independent of Office 365. So it not only can control the Office 365 apps, but also other controls on the device. Things like, will you let the camera be used? Will you let people install their own applications from the App Store or Google Play? The big advantage to Intune, however, is that it doesn't force you to enroll a device completely and completely take it over as if it was managed by the organization. With mobile application management, you can simply control the data that's accessed on the device. And if the device is lost or stolen, simply wipe the work data, leaving personal data and any personal applications on the device. Intune also offers support for PCs. We see a lot of customers using it for managing their Windows devices in a mobile world. And there's also integration to System Center for those customers who already have that application running and managing their devices. Last but not least comes a series of data loss protection capabilities that you can get from Microsoft. And this is important because many customers don't know about Microsoft's capabilities in this area and have already gone out or are currently shopping for a data loss protection solution. Microsoft's got a lot of that built in. So customers who need to protect information within documents, within files, and within transactions back and forth, look to the EMS and or Office 365 capabilities to provide that. The ability to then tag data and have it tracked throughout its lifetime, encrypted throughout its lifetime, and then the activity on that file is logged and stored for compliance purposes.
So, after you catch your breath, what should you do next? Well, in addition to signing up and following us on the blog that I mentioned, you can also head over to Twitter and follow us at EnablingTechCo. I hope this saved you hours and hours of research and that you learned something along the way. Thanks.